Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with a stark warning from the nation's top public health advisors. The U.S. is not out of the woods and is at risk of a resurgence of coronavirus. Testifying before Congress remotely, the country's leading infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci, told senators that states and cities are risking further outbreaks by rushing to loosen restrictions. But while Dr. Fauci said most states have not met the federal government's criteria for reopening, tonight, California's governor became the latest to lay out plans for allowing people back into restaurants and other businesses. And as we come on the air tonight, more than 82,000 people in the U.S. have now been killed by COVID-19. And there are more than 1.3 million confirmed cases nationwide. But there are some reasons to be cautiously optimistic. Tonight, the FDA says it has fast-tracked clinical trials of another vaccine, one being made right here in the U.S. Today, Dr. Fauci told senators we could know as early as late fall or early winter if the vaccines currently being tested are successful, though he said it will not be in time for the start of the school year. There are a lot of headlines tonight, and we've got a team of correspondents covering them all. Nancy Cordes is going to lead off our coverage tonight from Capitol Hill. Nancy, good evening.
Nora, the president has pushed for states to reopen, and most of them are easing restrictions. But Dr. Fauci cautioned that all of them are defying federal guidelines that call for a 2-week reduction in reported cases first. The nation's top infectious disease expert had this warning today for states that reopen before cases drop.
I feel if that occurs, there is a real risk that you will trigger an outbreak that you may not be able to control, which in fact, paradoxically, will set you back, not only leading to some suffering and death that could be avoided, but could even set you back on the road to trying to get economic recovery.
Fauci said the virus is still not contained, a point underscored by the sight of 4 of the nation's top health officials and many senators attending the hearing remotely, accompanied only by their dogs. The White House revealed today that President Trump and Vice President Pence are now distancing from one another after both came in contact with infected staffers.
I find our testing record nothing to celebrate whatsoever.
The president's task force took heat from both sides today.
The death rate in the United States, especially when compared with other nations, is unacceptable, isn't it?
FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn.
Senator, I completely agree with you that this is an opportunity for us to take a look and determine how we can do things better.
President Trump struck a more triumphant tone yesterday.
We have met the moment, and we have prevailed.
And yet an unreleased FEMA report found that infection rates in early May surged by more than 70% in cities like Des Moines, Iowa, and Nashville, Tennessee, where businesses just began reopening yesterday.
But in other parts of the country, we are seeing spikes.
But with unemployment hovering at 15%, Fauci's cautious stance did not go over well with Kentucky Republican Rand Paul.
And as much as I respect you, Dr. Fauci, I don't think you're the end all. I don't think you're the one person that gets to make a decision. We can listen to your advice, but there are people on the other side saying there's not going to be a surge and that we can safely open the economy.
I have never made myself out to be the end all and only voice in this. And we don't know everything about this virus. And we really better be very careful, particularly when it comes to children, because the more and more we learn, we're seeing things about what this virus can do that we didn't see from the studies in China or in Europe.
Democrat Bernie Sanders pushed Fauci and the other health officials on whether the vaccine, when it's available, should be free for all Americans. All of them said that's not their call. They don't set drug prices, but they agreed that no one should go unvaccinated because they can't afford it. Nora?
All right, Nancy, on Capitol Hill tonight, thank you.